Shalaki, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom. Hey, I just want to go over a couple verses and precepts. Well, not really precepts, but a couple verses, man, before we lead into this next video, because it's crucial, it's volatile. We're talking about the Pesach, the Passover. And I know we've been talking about the Passover a lot, but this is really a descriptive and very informative. You just got to pay attention. Alright, you got to understand that. You have to understand that through Psalms, Nehemiah, Deuteronomy, Ezekiel. Alright, we're going to put some things together about the Pesach and that how hawah has ordained everything to come into place. And through the strength of and the prayers of the Hamashiach, that we will overcome and be in the time, in the place where we need to be. So it is written that everything is done accordingly, and it's beautiful because it's prophesied that everything was done accordingly. So we're going to get into these couple of verses so you can see what I mean. We're going to get in these couple of verses, but man, you know, twist up a lock to my indigenous Ame'ricans. Alright, twist up a lock to the children of the seed of Judah and the children of the seed of Jacob. When we talking about Judah and Jacob, when we talking about Israel, just know we talking about Judah being the south, the Indiana Territory, the Iroquois, alright, Illinois County, the Iroquois, the Haudenosaunee, alright, that's the Shawnee, that's Tecumesh, that's Sariah, alright, that's Sirach. Okay, that's Israel. So let's not forget that. Let's not forget who we talking about. Alright, when we talking about the other tribes of Israel, we also are talking about the Cheyenne. Alright, the Cheyenne Valley. Alright, spreading all the way up in Wisconsin, Pleasant Ridge, Chippewa, Sheboygan, Chippewa Khan, Sheboygan. Alright, Augusta, Wisconsin, Chippewa Valley, the Algonquin, the Chippewa, the Ayibwa, alright, the Anasazi or Anishabi, alright, Anishabi or Anasazi, the Algonquin, or what they call the Soto. The Soto is the Sultan. The Sultan who hated Judah. Alright, these are brothers who hated each other. Alright, tribes, brothers, Judah and Israel. Alright, these are your treaties, your 1208 treaties. Alright, the Potawatomi tribe, these are your indigenous American tribes. Alright, your kings. And those who don't like the word king, it means the same thing. Sachem, shaman, medicine man, spiritual leader, traditional healers. Alright, these are your traditional healers, your high priests. Alright, so we want to get into a couple like I said, a couple verses, but man, this just remember, these are your Hohokam, your autochthonous people, your aborigines. Alright, so, and also twist up a lot to all my tribes on both sides of the equator. Okay, because it just don't stop in the Americas. It just don't stop in the Americas. It's on both sides of the equators. Your ancestors were spread it, and your descendants form kingdoms everywhere. Alright, so big ups to all my indigenous tribes and the children of Israel. Alright, you gotta remember, Judah's in the Americas, but Israel is spread it out everywhere. Judah is spread it out everywhere. So y'all remember that, man. Alright, so let's get into this Psalms 83 real quick, and then we're going to get into Psalms 84, because that's going to lead you into understanding what's going to go on in this next video. So I want to hit you over the head with some real shit. So today is some real shit. We talking about faith. Alright, with order. You understand? So, all right, let's go to Psalms 83 real quick. All right. All right, we're talking about the weeping once we get to 83, but let's see how this all went down. Let's see how it all went down. So Psalms 83 says, all right, O hawah, do not be silent. Do not be deaf. Do not be quiet, O God. All right. What we're doing is we're getting into right now in the time lapse of what we're talking about. Also, hawah in the time lapse of what's going on. 2019, hawah is letting us know what's going on. First of all, he letting us know what happened and who the enemies portrayed to be. Okay, so do not be quiet, O hawah. Don't you hear the uproar from your enemies? Do you see that your arrogant enemies are rising up? They devise crafty schemes against your people. They conspire against your precious ones. Come, they say, let us wipe out Israel, or no, let us wipe out Judah. Right? Because if this is Israel against Judah. So what Israel said is, come and let us wipe out Judah as a nation. Okay, we will destroy the very memory of its existence. Yes, this was their anonymous, okay, unanonymous, sorry, anonymous and unanonymous. All right, so they wrote it down. They didn't care if they formed treaties against us. Okay, this was their unanonymous decision. They signed a treaty as allies against you, these Edomites and Ishmaelites. Okay, not all of them, but some of them. Okay, we're on 6. These Edomites and Ishmaelites, not all of them, but some of them. Okay, Moabites and Hagarites. Okay, Jabalites and Ammonites and Amalekites. All right, these people from Philistine and Tyre. All right, 8. Assyria has joined them too. And is allied with the descendants of Lot. All right, so let's remember who Lot is. They're allied with the descendants of Lot. All right, and who is Lot? Remember, Lot is Abraham's older brother's son. So Abraham would be the nephew. Lot would be the nephew. Okay, Lot is the nephew of Abraham. And this little young rascal done took sides. All right, with Assyria. Took sides with, all right. So do to them as you did to the Midianites, as you did to Sisera and Jabin at the Kishon River. Okay, now we're telling hawah to do as them as you did to the Midianites. Okay, they were destroyed at Ender. All right, and their decaying corpse fertilized the soil. Let their mighty nobles die as Oreb and the Zeb did. Let all their princes die like Zebath and Zalmunna. Okay, for they said, let us seize for our own use these pasture lands of hawah. Oh my, scatter them like the tumbleweed, like chaff before the wind, as a fire burns a forest, and as a flame sets mountains ablaze. Chase them with the fierce storm, terrify them with your trumpets, with your tempests, utterly disgrace them, until they submit your name, O Lord. Let them be ashamed and terrified forever. Let them die in disgrace. Then they will learn that you alone are called hawah, that you alone are the Most High, supreme over all the earth. Okay, so now in Psalms 83 you can see what happened to us, and now what's about to happen to them from our prayers, right? Once we realize what's going on, now we're praying to the one that created us. Okay, so now when we get down to Psalms 84, okay, so when we get down to Psalms 84, all right, now let's check this out. So this says, to the chief magician upon the Gittith, a psalm for the sons of Korah. Okay, so it says, how lovely is your dwelling place, O Lord of heaven's armies. I long, yes, I faint with longing to enter the courts of your Lord. Alright, remember only certain priests could enter, right? With my whole being, body, and soul, I will shout joyfully to the living God. Even the sparrow finds a home, and the swallow builds her nest and raises her young at a place near your altar. Okay, O Lord of heaven's armies, my King and God, what joy for those who can live in your house, always swinging your praises. Okay, we're on 584 and 5. Alright. Alright. Bless is the man whose strength is in thee, whose heart are ways of them. What joy for those whose strength comes from hawah, who have set their minds on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. Okay. Now this is very keen point, so you got to listen up very closely, because you can understand this is after. Okay, this is after our brothers, the Edomites, the Ishmaelites, and the Moabites have joined a confederacy against us. Okay, and we went into slavery. Okay, so it says in Psalms 84 and 5, it says, what joy for those whose strength comes from hawah. Okay, and who have set their minds on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. When they walk through the valley of weeping, okay, what that means is when they walk through the valley of Becca. Okay, Becca. Okay, Becca is a valley in Palestine. Becca. Okay, so now this is where this dragonology right here, because you know when you heard of Mecca, right? You heard of Mecca over in Saudi Arabia. See, that's the fake city of David. See, but the real children of Shem, right? The real children, the real Israel, real Jacob knows that Mecca ain't Mecca, it's Becca. And Becca is in Palestine, not in Saudi Arabia. So what does that mean, Hiram? What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, listen. So in 84:6 it says, when they walk through the valley of Becca, okay, it will become a place of refreshing springs. So he's saying as soon as they get there, all right. So we know that Becca is in the city of David, right? Right next to Mount Moriah and Mount Zion, right? Where the Most High said this place is Mount Zion. Okay, not what we said. Okay, there was a few Mount Zions. Okay, there was a few Yahusalems. We got to understand that Yahusalem is where the people are. So the people were in America. So of course Yahusalem was in America. Okay, because it's where the people are. But were the people in Palestine? Yes, of course, because it's in the scriptures. Alright, so we understand that, yeah, it was a Palestine here, Palestine over there, but right now in the scriptures, hawah is talking about a specific place. Okay, and we'll get to that and we'll show you why. He's going to a specific place because he don't want you to observe the Passover, the real Passover, okay, in Babylon, in captivity. So he said you must free yourself, alright, and come worship me. Okay, so listen. So when we get to 6, all right, so as we can see, hold up, a veil, the valley of Becca, okay, being a veil, okay, veil as valley, a veil. Okay, so when we get to 6, it says when they walk through the valley, but 5 it said, what joy for those whose strength comes from what joy for those whose strength comes from hawah, right? And it says, who have set their minds on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem, right? A pilgrimage to Jerusalem, okay? Because he's saying that I'm telling you a specific place where Jerusalem is right now. in this time and this place for you to go to, right? So when they walk through the valley of Becca, of weeping, of Becca or Mecca or Becca, all right, it will become a place of refreshing springs. And you don't get confused. We're not talking about where everybody goes for Mecca. All right, we're talking about the indigenous Ruach. All right, the indigenous Ruach of hawah. All right, so it will become a place of refreshing springs. The autumn rains will clothe it with blessings. Okay, they will continue to grow stronger. He's talking about Judah, Israel. It says they will continue to grow stronger, and each of them will appear before hawah in Jerusalem. Okay, he's saying we will appear to go stronger, so that means more and more and more and more will come. All right, this is a 3-time-a-year theme. More and more and more will come. All right, so O Lord of heaven armies, hear my prayer. Listen, O God of Jacob. Okay, we're on 9. O God, look with favor upon the king. All right, our shield, show favor to the one you have anointed. A single day in your courts is better than 1,000 anywhere else. I would rather be in a gatekeeper. I would rather be a gatekeeper in the house of my God than live. Okay. Than live the good life in homes of the wicked. All right, 11. For hawah, Lord, is our sun and our shield. He gives us grace and glory. The Lord will behold no good thing from those who do what is right. All right, who follow the law, statutes, and commandments. O Lord of heaven's armies, what joy for those who trust in you. All right, so as you can see that hawah in Psalms 84 is actually talking about a place that we, the children of Israel, the children of Judah, must go to. All right, the valley of Becca. He said, for he said that we have set our minds on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem, and when we walk through the valley of Becca, it will become a place of refreshing springs. All right, feel me, understand, overstand. All right, we're talking about unfailing love and truth. All right, have met together. Righteousness and peace have kissed. Truth springs up from the earth, and righteousness smiles down from heaven. Yes, hawah pours down his blessing. Our Lord will yield his bountiful harvest. Righteousness goes as a herald before him, preparing the way for his steps. Okay, preparing the way for the Hamashiach. All right, preparing the way for the seed of Judah. All right, to rule in the land again. All right, and we're talking about, yeah, I think you know what we're talking about. So let's go over to I guess we'll go to Ezra, right? Oh no, we'll go to Nehemiah 8 and 7. All right, Nehemiah 8 and 7. Yeah, let's go over Nehemiah 8 and 7, because then this will put you into what we're talking about in the law also. All right, so let's go over to Nehemiah 8 7 real quick. All right, Nehemiah 8 and 7. This is where Ezra reads the law when they go back, when Ezra brings all the exiles back. Okay, this is where he reads the law, and where they're establishing hawah's order. Okay, and 1 second. Let's go down to 8 and 7. Okay, now it was verification over in if you go to Ezra also. Okay, so this confirms it as being a witness. So it's in Nehemiah and in Ezra and a couple other places too. Okay, but I want to talk about the Levites. All right, let's go to 8 and 7. I'm gonna find it in my book real quick. All right, Nehemiah 371. I knew that. Alright, so if we go down to Nehemiah 8 and 7, we can see where actually Ezra reads the law. This was in October, okay? Let's go down to 7 or 8. Okay, this was in October. So what happened is when the Israelites had settled in the towns, all the people assembled with the unified purpose at the square just inside the water gate. Okay, they asked Ezra the scribe. Alright, they asked Ezra the scribe to bring out the book of law of Moses, which the Lord had given for Israel to obey. Okay, so on October 8th, Ezra the priest brought the book of law before the assembly, which included the men and women and all the children old enough to understand. He faced the square just inside of the water gate from the early morning until noon and read aloud to everyone who could understand. All the people who listened could closely to the book of law. So Ezra the scribe stood on the high wooden platform that he had made for the occasion. To the right, to his right stood Mattathiah, Shema, Ananiah, Uriah, Hilkiah, and Messiah. To his left stood Pedaiah, Mishael, Micaiah, Hashem, Hashbadan, Zechariah, and Meshullam. Ezra stood on the platform in the full view of the people. When they saw him open the book, they all rose on their feet. Then Ezra praised Hawah, the great God, and all the people chanted, Amen, Amen, as they lifted their hands. They lifted their hands. Okay, we're in 6. We're on chapter 8, verse 6 of Nehemiah. Okay, then Ezra prayed Hawah, the great God, and all the people chanted, Amen, Amen, as they lifted their hands, and they bowed down and worshiped Hawah with their faces to the ground. Okay, the Levites. All right, we want to show you the Levites. All right, in 7, this is the Levites. This is Joshua and Bani. Okay, Bani Israel, Sherebiah, Jamin. Okay, and a whole bunch of other the Levites who we just named. So I want to show you Joshua, okay, and also I want to show you Bani. Okay, Bani, built Bani. Alright, Bani. Alright, these are the Levites. Alright, so just wanted to show you that in reference, and then when you get into the Bani Israel, when the Bani tribes is all over. Alright, it's very important. These are your Levites, okay, who went to learn the high priesthood. So get that 1 second to marinate, and let's go over to Deuteronomy 16. Okay, Deuteronomy 16. Okay, Deuteronomy 16. Let's get over there. Alright, Deuteronomy 16. Let me get over here in the NLT. Alright, I just had it. Deuteronomy 16. Okay. Alright, Deuteronomy 16. Now we know this happened in what? This would be the Passover. So this happened in what? The first month would be what? What month? Everybody should know this by now. First month of the year being April. Okay, so let's go over to 16. Alright, so it says, this is the Passover and the festival of unleavened bread. Okay, in honor of Hawah your God, celebrate the Passover each year in the early spring, in the month of Abib. Alright, that's April. Okay, for that was the month in which the Lord your God brought you out of Egypt by night. Okay, let's not forget that. Your Passover sacrifice may be from either the flock or the herd, and it must be sacrificed to the Lord your God at the designated place of worship. Okay, at the designated place of worship. That's very important, because where does he designate it? All right, your Passover sacrifice, this is 2. Your Passover sacrifice may be either from the flock or of the herd. Okay, he's talking about the lamb. And it must be sacrificed to the Lord your God at the designated place of worship. So it's wherever he designates a place, okay? The place he chooses for his name to be honored. Okay? The place he chooses. Did it say the place we choose? No. Did it say the place I choose? No. Did it say the place she choose? No. It say the place he choose to be honored. Alright, so 3. Okay? Eat it with bread made without yeast. For 7 days the bread you eat must be made without yeast. That's unleavened bread. Alright? As when you escaped from Egypt in such hurry. Alright, hold on. Alright, so we're on we're still on 3. So it says, eat this bread, the bread of suffering. Alright, we call it mission bread, man. So that as long as you live, you will remember the day you parted from Egypt. Alright, let no yeast be found in any house throughout your land for those 7 days. Okay, and when you sacrifice the Passover lamb on the evening of the first day, do not let any of the meat remain until the next morning. Alright, we're on 5. We're just going over this. Check it out. You may not sacrifice the Passover in just any of the towns that the Lord your God is giving you. Alright, so remember, now we're talking about the Passover with sacrificing the lamb. Okay, so we only supposed to did that in one place. Okay, that was the place that the Lord had designated for us to do. Alright, this year. Okay, so now that lamb could not be sacrificed in any of the towns that the Lord our God has given us. Okay, so it says in verse 5. Go to verse 5. So it said, you may not sacrifice the Passover in just any of the towns that the Lord your God is giving you. You must offer it only at the designated place of worship. Only at the designated place of worship. Did we just go over where I said the designated place of worship, where hawah said that we would go through Becca? And once we go to Becca, that all the flowers will blossom, the animals will come out, just like how we make everywhere Jerusalem. Alright, so he said we would sacrifice the lamb in a designated place. 5. You may not sacrifice the Passover in just any. So remember, when we had the Passover in the mirror, he's talking about them. When we observed the Passat in America, we didn't sacrifice anything for the Passover. We just sacrificed our joy and good tidings, good offerings, blessings, right? So it says you may not sacrifice the Passover, all right, in just any of the towns that the Lord your God is giving you, because he didn't want us to sacrifice it in captivity. He didn't want us to sacrifice the Passover in captivity. You must offer it only at the designated place of worship, the place that the Lord your God chooses for his name to be honored. The place that he chooses for his name to be honored. Sacrifice it there in the evening as the sun goes down on the anniversary of the Exodus from Egypt. On the anniversary of the Exodus from Egypt. Roast the lamb and eat it in the place of the Lord your God has chooses. Okay? Then you may go back to your tents the next morning. For the next 6 days you may not eat any of the bread made with yeast. On the 7th day proclaim another holy day in the honor of hawah your God, and no work may be done in that day. Okay, then you move on to the festival of harvest. But so as we're saying in Deuteronomy 16, all right, for the Passover was not supposed to happen. The sacrifice wasn't supposed to happen in our towns that he gave us. So it wasn't supposed to happen in the town that he gave us, which is our towns that we are in now. Okay, we were supposed to leave and sacrifice the Passover in a town where we just came from, which was in Nehemiah, not in Nehemiah, but in Psalms 84. it was in the town of Becca. Remember when we went to Psalms 84? Remember it said in Psalms 84 and 84 and 5, what joy for those whose strength comes from hawah. Who have set hawah, right? Who have set their minds on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. So hawah, okay, hawah has set our mind on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. A pilgrimage, that means we got to get up and go somewhere. When they walk through the valley of Becca, it will become a place of refreshing springs. The autumn rains will clothe in it blessings. Okay, all right, so we getting there. Y'all following me? All right, y'all follow me. Okay, this is why. Let's go to Ezekiel 17:3. Ezekiel 17:3. Okay, it's talking about the vine, man. Talking about the vine. So Ezekiel 17:3. Let me find it in NLT. Like I said, I like the NLT, but sometimes you can get caught up. They don't put, you know, the keywords in there. They try to throw you off too. But it's a beautiful thing. Everything is ordained under the Creator. So we go into Ezekiel 6:27. Okay, what chapter are we going to? We said 17:5. No, 17:3. Alright, 17:3. This is very important, alright? Alright, this is very important because the prophet Ezekiel talk about the story of two eagles, alright? So let's go to Ezekiel, alright? Now this is a message that came to Ezekiel from the Lord. The Son of Man, give this riddle and tell the story of the people of Israel. Okay, I mean, tell this story to the people of Israel. Give them this message from the sovereign Lord. Okay. So it says a great eagle with broad wings and long feathers. All right, y'all know what time it is. Well, Ruah, when we talking about the feathers. Okay, you know what we talking about when we talking about the feathers. So a great eagle with broad wings and long feathers. Y'all know we talking about a dragoon, right? This is where it's describing your dragoon. Remember, every nigga got an angel, or every naga got a dragoon, right? So a great eagle with broad wings and long feathers covered with many colored plumage came to Lebanon. You understand, Lebanon, that's Jerusalem. That's Lebanon is the white pure. That's you, Israel, and Judah. That's Judah. That's the seed of Lebanon. He seized the top of the cedar tree and plucked off his highest branch. Okay, he carried it away to a city filled with merchants. He planted it in a city of traders. He also took a seedling from the land and planted it in fertile soil. He placed it beside a broad river where it could grow like a willow tree. It took root there and grew into a low spreading vine. Its branches turned up toward the eagle. Okay, its branches turned up toward the eagle and its roots grew down into the ground. Okay, what does that mean? You saying, Hiram, what does that mean? Are you going to interpret that, Hiram? What does that mean, Hiram? Are you going to interpret that? Yes, I'm going to interpret it. All right, of course. Now I'm just messing with you, okay? But actually, it interprets itself. It actually has interpretation. If you go over to Ezekiel 18 and 22, it's going to give you its edification. So let's go over to 18 and 22. All right. So what it's actually talking about, all right, for one, keep the commandments. But what it's actually talking about, I said 18:22. I meant 17:22. Right? Let me see. All right, yeah, 17 and 22. Right? So if you go down. So if you go down to 22 and what it says, this is what the sovereign Lord says: I will take a branch from the top of tall cedar, and I will plant it on the top of Israel's highest mountain. Okay, it will become a majestic cedar. So what it's saying, in the midst of everything, I will take a branch from the top of the tall cedar. That means I will take the most righteous branch, okay, and I will plant it on top of Israel's highest mountain. It will become a majestic cedar, sending forth its branches and producing seed. Okay, birds of every sort will nest in it, finding shelter in the shade of its branch, the Torah, right? And all the trees will know that it is I, Hawah, who cuts the tall tree down and make the short tree grow tall. It is I who makes the green tree wither and give the dead tree new life. I, Hawah, have spoken, and I will do what I said. Alright? So understand that Hawah edifies everything, and he also, prophecy also exists to come true. But what it's saying is that he will make Judah great. Understand, he will make Judah great. So when it says that a great eagle with broad wings and long feathers covered with many colored plumage came to Lebanon, he seized the top of the cedar tree and plucked it off its highest branch and carried it away into a city filled with merchants. Okay, you know what that means, right? Okay, he says over in 11, he says to the rebels of Israel, okay, don't you understand the meaning of this riddle of the eagles? The kingdom of Babylon came to Jerusalem, took away her king and princes, and brought them to Babylon. He made a treaty with a member of her royal family. Okay, so he's explaining what happened in Psalms 83. Okay, this is 17 and 11. Okay. So he said, the king of Babylon came to Jerusalem, right? He took away Judah's king and princes and brought them to Babylon. He made a treaty with a member of the royal family and forced him to take an oath of loyalty. All right. He also he imprisoned and exiled Israel's most influential leaders. So Israel would not become strong again and revolt. Okay, only by keeping her treaty with Babylon could Israel survive. Okay, only by keeping her treaty with Babylon could Israel survive. Okay, so it's telling you Israel had a treaty with Babylon. Nevertheless, this man of Israel, royal family, rebelled against Babylon, sending ambassadors to Egypt to request a great army and many horses. Can Israel break her own sworn treaties like that and get away with it? No. For as surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord, the king of Israel would die in Babylon, and the land of the king who put him in power and whose treaty he disregarded and broke. Pharaoh and all his mighty army will fail to help Israel when the king of Babylon lays siege to Jerusalem again and destroys many lives. Okay, for the king of Israel disregarded his treaty and broke it after swearing to obey. Therefore, he will not escape. So this is what the sovereign Lord says: as surely as I live, I will punish him for breaking my covenant and disregarding the solemn oath. Okay, oath he made in my name. I will throw my net over him and capture him in my snare. I will bring him to Babylon and put him on trial for this treason against me, and all his best warriors will be killed in battle, and those who survive will be scattered to the four winds. Then you will know that I, the Lord, have spoken. This is what the sovereign Lord says. I will take a branch from the top of the tall cedar, and I will plant it on the top of Israel's highest mountain. I will become majestic cedar. It will become the majestic cedar, sending forth its branches and producing seeds. Birds of every sort will nest in its rest, finding shelter in the shade of its branches, and all the trees will know that it is Hawah who cuts the tall tree and make the short tree grow tall. It is I who makes the green tree wither and gives the dead tree new life. I, Hawah, have spoken, and I will do what I said. Alright, so it says exactly that. So what that means is Judah will be coming home real soon, and Judah is coming home. Alright, Judah is coming home, and Judah will be coming home right now as we speak. Let's go to Ezekiel 36:5 though. Because this is going to explain how everybody else going to get out the way, okay? For Judah to come home. Alright, this is going to explain how everybody going to get out the way for Judah to come home. Alright, 36:5. Okay? This is Hawah's anger that burns against the nations, okay? This is the prophecy to the mountains. Okay. Okay, this is what the sovereign, we're going to Ezekiel 36:5. This is what the sovereign Lord Hawah says. My jealous anger burns against these nations, especially Edom. Okay? Especially Edom. Because they have shown utter contempt for me by gleefully taking my land for themselves as plunder. Right? Edom, Adumah. Right? Adumah. Adumia. Right? Adumia. Right? He said, because they have shown utter contempt for me by gleefully taking my land for themselves as plunder. Okay? Therefore prophesy to the hills and mountains, the ravens and valleys of Israel. Okay? The ravens and the valleys of Israel. This is what the sovereign Lord says. I am furious that you have suffered shame before the surrounding nations. Okay? I am furious that you have suffered shame before the surrounding nations. This is what the sovereign Lord says. Okay? To the valleys of Israel. Okay? I am furious for what you have suffered shame before the surrounding nations. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. I have taken a solemn oath that those nations will soon have their own shame to endure. Okay? I have taken a solemn oath that those nations will soon have their own shame to endure. But the mountains of Israel will produce heavy crops of fruit for my people. Okay, this is 8. Halil Hawah, this is 8. Alright, but the mountains of Israel, the mountains of Judah will produce heavy crops of fruit for my people. They will be coming home again soon. Okay, but ye, O mountains of Israel, ye shall shoot forth your branches and yield your fruit to my people of Israel, for they are at hand to come. Where are they going? For they will be coming home again soon. See, I care about you, and I will pay attention to you. Your ground will be plowed and your crops will be planted. I will greatly increase the population of Israel, and the ruined cities will be rebuilt and filled with people. Okay? And filled with people. So as you can see, man, listen, this is serious. The people of Israel, the people of Judah will be coming home. Alright? And all your tribes will be coming home. All your brothers and sisters, the righteous ones, will be coming home. We must endure to the end. So y'all check out this video. I broke it down for you. Alright? Rise up. Tribe up. This is for real. This is that day of penance. Put on your burlap. Put on your fringes. This is our day of penance. Ba Hashem Abba Hawah Yahweh Hamashiach Apala Ka Tawab. Remember, you are the descendants. Alright? My Iroquois, my Gonquian. Remember, you are the descendants. Adam, Abraham, Jacob, Isaac. Remember, Joseph. Remember Moses. Alright, being the king of what? The king of Egypt. Alright, so understand what you think happened when Moses was the king of Egypt. What do you think happened when Joseph was the king of Egypt? Alright, so understand what's happening. This is going to the deeper science. I'm talking about to my high priest. Alright, this is coming from Hawah. Alright, so Godspeed. Y'all check this video out. We broke it down for you. We hit you over the head with some real shit. Now pay attention, understand what's really going on. What time are we in? Alright, it's 2019. Understand what time are we in. Shabbat Shalom, people. Ahab to my Shabbatah. Ahab to the ether. Shalom.
Black Watch now arrest the demonic mind state of mortals for the following crimes: religion, art, sciences, government, writing, mathematics, astrology, philosophy, invention, culture, sense of reality, speech techniques, not to mention the tolerance of ignorance, raping of a people, subjecting blackness to an inhumane system, changing of facts, claiming the divine, disgracing a nation, production of a white kryptonite, trespassing on most sacred ground, trying to replace the flag of power with the symbols of slavery and the hardship of hundreds of years. By the way, vainglorious, this is protected by the red, the black, and the green at the crossroads with the key.
That's the dragoon.
Sissy.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير. وآتينا موسى الكتاب وجعلناه هدى لبني إسرائيل ألا تتخذوا من دوني وكيلا ذرية من حملنا مع نوح مرتين ولتعلن علوا كبيرا فإذا جاء وعد أولاهما بعثنا عليكم عبادا لنا أولي بأس شديد فجاسوا خلال الديار وكان وعدا مفعولا ثم رددنا لكم الكرة عليهم وأمددناكم بأموال وبنين وجعلناكم أكثر نفيرا إن أحسنتم أحسنتم لأنفسكم وإن أسأتم فلها فإذا جاء وعد الآخرة ليسوءوا وجوهكم وليدخلوا المسجد كما دخلوه أول مرة وليتبروا ما علوا تتبيرا عسى ربكم أن يرحمكم وإن عدتم عدنا وجعلنا جهنم للكافرين حصيرا إن هذا القرآن يهدي للتي هي
Let's go, see. Yes, sir. Time to go out here. Among our people, we do not start stripping this animal until he's dead. That's right. There's a scripture that the people here strip them alive. You follow me? Because they said while he's soft like this, it's easy to strip him. We don't start stripping this animal until we see his tongue hanging out, when we know absolutely that he done passed. Right. You don't want nobody stripping you alive. These people been stripping us alive for 400 years. That's right. For real. Totally stripping us. Welcome to the Pesach in the feast of the loving of the Most High, as it is written. That's right. Oh, praise. Take this? Yeah. Take the remainder. Watch your fingers. Don't move your fingers there, but as one of those men who was sealed by it's up to you to walk that walk. Character is the biggest thing. That's the most I was looking at. If I can't love my brother who I see every day and show good character, come up with that. Then how can I love my brother? How can I say I love the Most High? If I hate my brother, ride for my brother, how can I say I love the Most High? Why would he want me in his kingdom? If I'm always beefing with my brother, why would the Most High want me in my kingdom? That's right. That's right. Why would the Most High want me in his kingdom? You see, so this is about building character. He says that the 144,000 only followed the Mashiach. They walk side by side. because I'm not an elder. That's no cap. According to the Most High Torah and culture, every man 15 above is considered an elder. You see these guys are religious. We're not religious here. We're talking, we're cultural. So you're not going to see, I like a lot of these cats, 200,000 men, or 50 or 16,000 members. Because the scripture says that only a few will seek the kingdom. So you Ahchwa.
What's happening here right now, brothers? What's happening here right now, brothers, is that everybody, and I keep saying this over and over again, this is not a religion. I just talked to the Jewish people out there, we scared of blood. And they understood clearly that the children of Israel have returned. They understood clearly that we are following the law that is written. They understood clearly, as I said to them, that this is that our agenda here in the land of Israel is not about religion. It's about the kingdom of the Most High God. The kingdom of God was not centered around a religion. It was centered around a nation and culture to rule the world. Everybody that's sitting here right now, if you're talking about, if you think you got religion in your mind, this ain't the right place for you. You think we back in somebody's back in that with a key pod on, and a swing chin, in some type of in preparing yourself to be Jewish. Now that's a religion. This is about building a nation and changing the world, making a difference throughout the world. The scriptures makes it very clear. It talks about the remnant, and it says those days shall be shortened for the what? For the elect saints. So you don't see a big cloud here, because this ain't about a big cloud. This circle here that we in is about the best of the best. The Most High said that He's going to purify us and make us mean and gold. Purify us as gold and silver. That's what this is about. This is about the few brothers that they came up here and then they found their way to Zion. This is about us coming up here to be the best that we can possibly be. When you're walking up here, this ain't party time. This is prayer time. Because we walked out of the slave plantation before the eyes of the Most High. The Most High cast us out of this land because our sins He couldn't bear. Because we sinned in this land, He couldn't bear our sins. So He cast us out of this land in order to keep from destroying us. When we stepped back in this land and found Zion, the whole purpose we was here was to renew the covenant. Was to renew the covenant with our Creator. We're here to renew the covenant. And to let the Most High know that we're sorry for what we did. That starts at the law. People try to call us messianic base. Ain't no messianic base, that's God. That's religion. The Torah is a foundation for the nation of Israel. But how do we get over the sin of the law? How do we get over sinning and continually breaking the law? Because we're that weak. Our people, it took our people 40 years to get here. Why? And only two people was able to make it rain. What happened? It was the devil. It was Satan the devil. And Satan the devil is the enemy of all mankind. That's because he wants to rule this world. And he has us fighting against each other. He done broke down the world to the point where everybody's at each other's throats. So now we have to come together. And if we can come together and work together and get over our egos, then we can rule the world. Hallelujah. Ourselves, we can't rule nothing else. We need to be able to rule ourselves and rule our household. The scripture says if a man can't rule his household, how can he rule the king? How can he rule the king? Right. So the first thing you need to do is communicate with your wife. The first thing you need to do is talk to your wife. The first thing you need to do is try to understand what's going on in your own home and with your own children. If you can't do that, if you can't open up your heart and your soul to your own children, because the Most High opened up his heart to us because we were called rebellious women. We were called Moorish women that were going out to every man. And unless we understand that by the grace of Jah Allah, we are in this land, and by the grace of Jah Allah, we are standing here within the Torah, and by that grace, only by the grace, are we here right now. Nobody that can testify to your own righteousness, because all of us have fell short of the glory of the Lord. But that law, that the glory of the world, is something to be strived for outside and inside. You see, outside and inside. The Jewish people ask me, they say, who are you? What's your objective is? I say, our objective is anybody that's breaking the law of the Shabbat will be lifted out this land. Anybody that's breaking the law, you see, will be stoned and will be cast out of this land. You see, I told them that the Edomites, you bear witness that we're down here, right? I told them the Edomites are what? Controlling this land, not the Jewish. You see, the Jewish been giving the Edomites, the Edomites been giving the Jewish a bad name. You see what I'm saying? According to the scripture, there's going to be three people that the Most High is going to work with in this land. He said, Egypt, my people. You see, he said, Assyria, the works of my hands, and he said, Israel, my inheritance. Once we understand that this is more than an Israelite movement, once we understand that this is more than an Egyptian movement or an Assyrian movement, once we understand that this is a worldwide movement based upon the laws of the Most High God and how they're going to rule the world and change the world. The world is in a position now, the scripture says that if we don't step up, there won't be nothing left. If we don't step up and do something, there will be no future. We are the hope of the world. And we need to stand together right now and do what's righteous. By ourselves, by our brothers, by our sisters, and by all of mankind. So let's go over here now. According to the Torah, we're supposed to put the blood on the doorpost. But we're going to start first with putting the blood here on the doorpost. And then we're going to go through the city of Arrive, and we're going to put the blood on the various different people and so forth that's a part of this. And then we're going to eat the lamb. We're going to come back and we're going to distribute that lamb and eat among all of the circumcised and the clean in this room. All of the uncircumcised and the unclean, you have to leave this room and come to Arrive. You have to either to the center or to my home, where we open up Mount Olive, where Jesus kept us, the Pesach. All this uncircumcised, please come. You have to don't eat because we're trying our best that everybody that's here is going to be the best of the best. Everybody that's here, we're trying to put our best foot forward. We're trying to put our best foot forward in this spot. You see what I'm saying? So right now, we're not going to have Shah checking people and cutting people. We're going to take everybody for their own word. You know what I'm saying? And that you are circumcised, and that you have emerged yourself. Everybody that's not clean, that's not circumcised, that haven't been emerged, please separate yourself at this time. You follow me? Or understand, prepare to separate yourself and follow us through a while, and let us prepare the meal there for you there. And then we're going to be bringing the lamb there for you to eat. Everybody that's circumcised, please help the brothers to cook that lamb, prepare that lamb, and clean, and make sure you're here praying that the Most High look upon you, not according to your righteousness or your cleanliness, but according to your heart. the right thing. And it's Satan the devil that's the enemy of all mankind. Not our Jewish brothers, not even our Edomite brothers. But Satan the devil is the one that got everybody to do other folk. So I'm going to leave you in King's hands and the elders' hands here. And I'm going to just send you out of the top. And everybody just meet me at the door. And watch us put the blood on the doorpost. And watch the demons get upset at it. Okay, let's walk over to the door tonight. Let's take our picture. Walk over to the door. Yeah. There's a group of people here, there's a group of people there, outside here. But let's make way for people to get by. Hey man, you niggas ain't tell my pants was falling there. You just captivated, man. That's what I'm saying. Well, you know, we started that, you know. Our generation started that. So we can afford a belt. That's how I started. They can afford a belt. Okay, Gerald, where you at? Gerald, where you at? I think he's little. What you at? 54. Okay, where's Gerald? I think he's older. Where Errol at? Where's Errol at?
Just standing there.
Where Errol at? I need one of you brothers over here. These two elders over here. Hold it. Let's call it down. Okay, now what we're going to do here, most people don't understand the hyssop. This hyssop is us dipping the blood, but also this hyssop is used for purification.
God, what is this at?
Over there.
As it is written.
Have it died.
In order. Alright, we come in to do a Torah. You got circumcised. If you got healing, you got mistake. You got it to me? It's the word of the Most High. Let's go to Exodus 12. Exodus 12. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. Alright, so what we're trying to do now is the next goal is every man to come out here. Not to follow me, You have to follow Ahchwa. It's for the 144,000 hearts you live on their chores, you live on their hearts. They come out here with their families, their loved ones, right? That's the goal. It's not about being following me, this brother, this brother, this brother, right? It's about a man coming out here with his family, 144,000 being saved.
Right. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish. A male.
So when we went and got our lamb, we got our lamb on the 10th day. We looked at it, observed it without blemish. Our brothers in the world are not doing this. We're here to teach them how it can be done as it is written. From the beginning to the end. Read.
Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats.
Then you say separate that lamb on the 10th day. So we're not asking brothers, we don't believe in the things we have. Just do whatever things you believe in, separate on the 10th day. As it is written. Go ahead, read.
And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month.
So that's today. Today was the 14th day. Go ahead, read.
And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill in the evening.
Read.
And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses.
And that's what we did. We struck it on the doorposts and on the upper doorposts. This, a lot of our people don't believe that the angel of death is killing these days. This seals you according to the word of God. During the time of Egypt, if you didn't have that blood on your doorpost, the firstborn of your sons were killed. A lot of us may be firstborn to it. But this is protection for you, according to the word of God. Till that next feast. This is the protection. This is the sealing. This is entering the covenant of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Go ahead, read.
And strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses wherein they shall eat it.
Read.
And they shall eat the flesh in that night.
Stop right there. So now, what I want everybody to do, this is not about getting full, stuff in your face. This is about fulfilling Torah as it is written. What is it about? So, we got Torah. We have some more. If you want to go, we got the podcast about that. I want everybody to take it. Okay, everybody got a piece of history? Okay, everybody got a piece of history?
Yes,
go ahead, read. Read.
And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
So the bitter herbs is not horseradish. These brothers, we didn't grow horseradish in this land. Our forefathers grew. This was made into the land. Hyssop. I'm here to learn. I've been learning from my brother, Ahchwa, like every last one of them. You understand what I'm saying? He's a good teacher. But if you notice, he don't teach by sitting behind a desk every weekend. He's teaching by example, how to live by Torah. And this is what our people need. You understand? The scripture says 144,000 saviors should ascend upon Mount Zion. It says saviors should ascend upon Mount Zion. Go ahead.
Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water.
So the very first time, I think we got it right. As far as cooking it.
Yeah, man.
Right? I think we got it right.
We got a sign in the heaven.
Right, we got a sign in the heaven, everything. So all these other brothers who was doing it, the Most High made it grand phenomenal. Everybody looking at the moon, it was moonstruck. They was worshiping the moon. It was moon babies. Christ called it, what do you call it, moonstruck. Lunatic. Because it was worshiping the moon. The Most High said the time, not our time, the Most High said this time when the crescent should be shown. It's not shown in America. We don't go by in England. We don't go by in Africa. We go by right here. We don't go by in Jamaica. We go by right here from the headquarters of God's tabernacle. Right here in Mount Zion. This is how we live. Only the righteous do this. Only the set apart will come and see this and understand this. It's not our time. So if the Most High drew a cloud on that day, that's him. It ain't no government sending no clouds on. This is the Most High's doing. This is how I was doing. Go ahead, read.
For roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the purtenance thereof.
Read.
And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning.
Nothing. So in the morning, by the morning, if we ain't had it on, we're gonna what? Burn it all.
Right.
Read. And the reason why the Most High said burn it, because the Egyptians was coming. They didn't want to leave nothing left with it. Go ahead, read.
And that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire.
Read.
And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded.
With what?
Your loins girded.
This is why we do this. Come here. This is my brother's son. This is my big brother's son, for y'all, for those who are new. You see this? Well, this is our future. That's our future. These are the ones who's going to be fighting for. These young brothers right here. A lot of us will be elders. This is the generation we're doing this for. You understand what I'm saying? With your loins girded. This is what we're talking about right here. Go ahead, read.
And your shoes on your feet. And your staff in your hand.
Your staff in your hand. Now, how many brothers you know around the world doing this right now? None. The teachers are going to come right here. But you have to have a humble spirit. You have to have a humble ruach. You have to love your brothers. You have to protect your brothers. The greatest commandment is what? Love thy what? Love thy brother as you love yourself. This is Torah. This is what we live by. And if you seeing us walking Torah, then you're seeing the Hamas life. Yeah? This is what these brothers don't understand. Go ahead, read.
And ye shall eat it in haste.
Say what?
You shall eat it in haste.
That's why it's not about eating. It's about the blood. It's about the blood. And a priest, the Hamashiach, is going to say, well, he's our sacrifice, but he's our sacrifice for what? Sin. Torah is what we see says, until heaven and earth pass, not one jot, not one iota shall no one pass in the Torah. A lot of our brothers out here, they don't want the strangers to eat with them, but it's commanded in Torah. If they're circumcised, they are to eat with you.
Hallelujah.
So what I want you brothers to do, everybody got their feet around? Everybody got their hips in? Okay. We inspire our brothers to seek the Most High face in this place. The world is watching. We're the grand finale. Everybody had their feast, but the Most High set us apart. That cloud was shown on purpose on that day. He set us apart. We're the only one in the whole entire world who's keeping Passover on the 21st sundown in Mount Zion. And there ain't a lot of us, but they're coming. Right? So right now, according to the word of God, every man who keeps Torah as written will receive a crown on his head. But don't lose your crown. Don't lose your crown for your arrogance. Don't lose your crown for drunkenness. Don't lose your crown for hating your brother. Keep your crown. Don't lose your crown for your wife. Don't lose your crown for your children. Hold fast to your crown. Because it says Torah should be written on their hearts. That's why you're here. Read.
It is the Lord's Passover.
It is what?
The Lord's Passover.
It's the master Passover. Read.
For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt.
So by 12 o'clock, we're supposed to be eating. Is it past 12 o'clock? No, we're supposed to be indoors. We're supposed to be indoors. So for the very first time, we finally got it right. We got it right. Hallelujah. We got it right. We did it. It only took about 5 years. Go ahead.
both man and beast. Come on. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment.
So now, because we here, the Most High is with us, and He's sending our Master, Hamashiach, Yeshua, Jesus, whoever you want to call him. We call him Jesus here in Zion. He's opening seals, and He's bringing terror to the earth, to our enemies. You see, and when I say enemy, I ain't got nothing to do with color. I mean those who hate His Torah.
My father.
Those who hate His Torah. So I want to say hallelujah, gentlemen. Welcome to the Most High, feasting unleavened bread and Passat, as it is written. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right. What we're going to do now, we're going to quiet because we're going to be respectful to the people that's here. They have children, and they're trying to sleep. These people, they think we can do this, but we've done it. So we're going to relax, we can break bread. Don't be too loud in your conversations. Anything you got to say, y'all? You got something to say, y'all? Just bring the scripture down. 5:23. Matthew,
Matthew 5, take it from 22.
This is important.
Matthew 5, 22.
You can't come with a negative spirit.
But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of judgment. But whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if you bring thy gift to the altar, and there remembers that thy brother hath out against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar.
So what the Most High says is that you can't present your gift to him. You got an issue with somebody here. You got somebody in this room, right? Or even outside the room. You're supposed to go and deal with your brother or your sister and resolve the issues that you have before you go and present yourself to the Most High. So if you got aught in your spirit, in your heart, man, against somebody, you need to fix that now, because if you don't, it can be held against you.
That's right.
Right. Deep. So on the last day, everybody go and present themselves to the Most High, hoping to get sealed and numbered. So if you got a negative spirit about you, you better fix that. You better fix it now while you have the opportunity.
Can't love the father to hate your brother.
Yeah. Is that it? There's more?
Yeah, there's more. Oh, go ahead.
Go thy way first, be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift.
There you go.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest, and ye shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it.
So that's what we're doing right now, and nobody else in the world has ever done it, and we have the sheaves here to prove it. Continue reading up.
And you shall offer that day, when we wave the sheaf, a he-lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2 tenth deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord, for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the 4th part of a hin. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the selfsame day that you have brought an offering unto your God.
So right now, we're bringing in the sheaves, and the offering we're going to bring in is our women wearing, and the men saying prayers. Now you understand that every time we came up to the holy place, and we wailed and we prayed, it's according to the scripture that we're supposed to bring an offering. That offering, the scripture says, a contract spirit. And a ripped heart is better than bullock, and it's better than man. So because we're not bringing bullocks and lamb, we're bringing what the Most High really wants. And that's us praying and praying and fixing our hearts before Him. So all while we are wedding and while the women are praying and the men are praying, that's the scripture that the next interlude and let you know why. Let's continue reading, brother.
It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
So this is something where, of course, we're supposed to do forever, but here are the only ones in all of Israel that's doing this. Okay, Elder Yaakov, you want to step on up?
Yeah.
Now, come on around. The brother said he wasn't here. You're the captain. You see, so the point is that the fact that we're the only one doing this and we got this shit is proof that we are right on time. Leviticus 23 and 16. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. 3 times in the year, all thy males shall appear before the Most High God. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread. Okay, so that's this. Okay, there's 3 times a year. So we here, and according to the scriptures, at the end gathering. So we at the end gathering of the wheat harvest. And at this point, we're supposed to appear the Most High. We don't supposed to appear empty. And we have the wheat harvest here that we appear before Him. Because our people, how we rise God in tithes and in what? And the offering. So all of the whole nation of Israel have robbed the Most High. And they cut the feast day in half. And they took this out of all their traditions by not following this one thing that we're doing right now. Okay, Elder Yaakov. Okay, who's the next?
Exodus 34:22. And thou shalt observe the feast of weeks of the first fruits of wheat harvest, and the feast of ingathering at the year's end. Thrice in the year shall all your men children appear before the Lord God, the God of Israel. For I will cast out the nations before thee, and enlarge thy borders. Neither shall any man desire thy land, when thou shalt go up to appear before the Lord thy God thrice in the year. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leaven. Neither shall the sacrifice of the feast of the Passover be left unto the morning. The first of the first fruits of thy land thou shalt bring unto the house of the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not seize a kid in his mother's milk.
So it tells you clearly that the first of the first fruits of the harvest, and it says that this is the wheat harvest. So what do you have in front of you? Wheat. You have in front of you the wheat harvest. You see, so this is where you have Passover, and anytime you have Passover, and every time you had so that we had Passover, you had the wheat that we brought forth. You want to get we got a witness? At the end of Passover, we brought forth the wheat harvest. Do we have a witness?
Yeah, hallelujah.
You see, so right now you can tell that we're at the end of the those that kept it last month, those that kept it a couple of weeks ago, if they didn't have this harvest, they wasn't at the right time. Harvest is proof that we are right on time.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
This is not the second month. This is the first month according to the Most High.
Right on time.
So if you hear, you must believe that you're going to get sealed this 8th day.
Also on the day of the first fruit, when you bring the new grain offering to the Most High at your feast of weeks, you shall have a holy convocation. You shall do no customary work.
So it's telling us here that when we bring the new grain offering, this is grain that you have right in front of you. This is the wheat, this is the grain. And when we bring this offering, we're going to bring this offering before the Most High as our first fruit offering. Okay, who's next? Who's next?
Deuteronomy 16, verse 5. You may not sacrifice the Passover within any of your gates.
So all of those people that sacrifice the Passover in America, call unto you. Call unto you. It ain't no law. You're definitely against the law. You're supposed to come up here and sacrifice the Passover, the place where the Most High said his name there. Call the scripture testify against you. So you're at the wrong place and the wrong time.
So Yah give it to you. But at a place where Yah, the Almighty, chooses name abide, there shall y'all sacrifice the Passover at twilight, at the going down of the sun, at the time you came out of Egypt. You shall roast and eat it in a place which God Almighty chooses. In the morning you shall turn and go to your tent.
So this is exactly what we did. We fulfilled the word according to the law exactly.
Verse 8, 6 days you shall eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th day there shall be a sacred assembly unto Yah Almighty.
So we had that sacred assembly, and we ate that lamb, but every step of the law that you see, we are doing. Continue reading.
Verse 9, you shall count 7 weeks for yourself. Begin to count 7 weeks from the time you begin to put the sickle to the grain.
So the time that you put the sickle to the grain, who has a sickle? Who has a sickle? So we are following the word of God even down to the sickle. We didn't go out and put it out with our hands. We didn't go out and yank it out with a plow. We put the sickle to the grain. It ain't one bit of the law that we ain't doing. We doing every bit of the law. And if you guilty of not doing one part of the law, you guilty of not doing it all. Because the Most High says that we're supposed to follow in all of His word, not the part of His word that we just want to follow. We're supposed to follow all of it according to the Most High's word. Okay, who's the next there? Who's the next there? I think that was him, wasn't it?
No, I'm on the sheet.
Okay. You get the law, getting old, man.
You see your book, Pastor?
Somebody get the book. Okay, can you always get the best scripture? You know what I'm talking about? This is the best scripture, right? You know, this is their heart. Chapter 2. Book 2 and 23. Now this scripture here is going to blow all the brothers to war. This is going to blow their bands out right here. This is going to blow them out. Now this is going to let you know exactly what time we in. According to the harvest, you know what time you were in. You see, so when you understanding the harvest, because you know all the brothers be looking around doing a Passover for the what? For the harvest. So right before Passover, you're looking for the barley what? And then right at the end of Passover, you can see you're seeing the wheat harvest. 23. Okay, let me go right there.
Luke chapter 2 and 23. So she stayed close by the young women of Boaz to glean until the end of the barley harvest.
Until the end of the what?
Until the end of the barley harvest.
Until the end of the barley harvest.
Until the end of the barley harvest and wheat harvest. And she dwelt with her mother-in-law.
You see, so what's happening here, when you read that whole passage too, it's telling you the process that Ruth gleaned from the field, from the barley harvest to the wheat harvest. You find it? And that's all during the time of Passover. From the barley harvest to the wheat harvest. You see that, Adonia?
Yeah.
Okay, so, hey guys, we got the flag here. So everybody, we're going to go right on time and last scripture. So the scriptures prove and the harvest prove that we're correct. All of the holy days are connected to the harvest days because the Most High want to make sure that you bring in the firstlings. So what we're going to do now, we're going to bring in the sheaves, and we're going to be singing a song, bringing in the what?
Sheaves.
We're going to be singing a song, bringing in the sheaves, and we're going to go up, and we're going to present ourselves, and then at that point, we're going, after we bring in the sheaves, after we wear the separate, after we put the offering, then that's going to be the end of what is called the wheat harvest and the end gathering. Then we start the feast of what? The feast of wheat. So after that, we're going to break back to the camp, to the office. We're going to set up the table outside the office, and we're going to make meat. And that's going to be the beginning of the feast of wheat. So you got time to go, right? Now You probably see this goes all in the law because brothers have been keeping it. So because they have been keeping it, they are unaware of what the words of the Most High truly say. So if this seems strange to you, it's strange to a lot of people. Because out of Zion is going for the law and the word of the what? Of the Most High. Okay, hey, I know you hear that? You got the flag on the pole. Okay, let us know you got the flag on the pole. So everybody that get your seeds out, everybody get your seeds ready. All your wives and your husbands and the family. So now the feast of unleavened bread and you bought your sheep is over. Now on the same day we will start the feast of wheat bread. So what's happening, so you take your bread there, you take your offering there, then we're going to get out here and put forth our offering. Our prayer and our offering. And we have the women wailing, and we're going to have the men praying. So let's get this part out first. You let y'all. Okay, anybody got any questions? What we're talking about?
Yeah, what should we be praying for, Chief?
Well, Solomon prayed for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And the Most High said because he prayed for those things, he gave him everything to go for. So that's what this right here. This is you need to be this specifically is for you to be counted in the army of the Lord. So make sure the first thing you say is count me among thy servants, and that we receive thy number in my right hand and in my forehead. You probably come on but then in my heart, place it in my heart. Because once you consider to be in these days numbered in the army of the Lord, you know you saved. You know what? So once we get here, once this number reaches 144,000, you see what I'm saying? Then the scripture says it's going to be 144,000 that's going to be doing this. And that's when the Mashiach is going to come from that direction. The cloud's going to come from that direction. Because it went to the east. The clouds of most I left here went to the east. It's going to return from that direction.
Shalom. Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Okay, Shalaki, let's go down. Shalom. Let's go down to 18. All right. Now this is where we getting on, really on a tail, man. All right. We on a tail right now in this investigation, because check this out. Okay, so when you get down to 18, it says, and the captain of the guard took Zariah, okay, Zariah, the chief priest. Now we know about Zariah, right? We heard about Zariah, right? Zariah, the chief priest, though, is Jah has prevailed. Zariah, the name of 9 Israelites. Okay, so let's just continue to read a little bit. Zariah, the high priest, Zephaniah, the priest, okay, of the second rank, and the 3 chief gatekeepers, and from among the people still hiding in the city, he took an officer who had been in charge in Judean army, okay, 5 of the king's personal advisors, the army commander's chief secretary who was in charge of the recruitment, and 6 other citizens, okay, that were hiding in the city. Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, took them all to the king of Babylon at Riblah. Okay, 21. And there at Riblah in the land of Hamath, the king of Babylon, yet had them all put to death. Okay, in 21, he had them all put to death. So the people of Judah were sent into exile from their land. Okay, in 21. Okay, the people of Judah were sent into exile from their land. Okay, so now you thinking it's a wrap, right? So you got Judah exiled, and you got Israel exiled before that. So now you would think it's a wrap, right? Now you got Assyria is designating Judean kings, right? This is all ordained under hawah, believe it or not. So Jedediah governs in Judah. Okay, so the king Nebuchadnezzar appoints Jedaliah, son of Anakim. Okay, Anakim, the grandson of Shaphan. Okay, so you can see that in even this, after the kingdoms were exiled. Okay, when we talk about Jedediah, son of Shaphan, right? The grandson of Shaphan. If he's the grandson of Shaphan, you can believe he is an Israelite. So when you get a Jedediah, right? Okay, and for the people who remained in the land Judah was, okay, 22. Okay, Gedaliah. All right, Gedaliah, Jah has become great. Okay, the name of 5 Israelites. So you know these are still Israelites. Okay, in the land of in the land of Judah. Okay, in some of the land, because you got to remember Edom was over in some of the lands too, right? Okay, so this still Judah left though. Okay, the king Nebuchadnezzar appointed Gedaliah, son of Ahikam and grandson of Shaphan, as the governor over the people he left in Judah. Okay, over the people he left in Judah. All right, over the Israelites he left in Judah. Some of the people he left, they were just mixed. Still, he left over the people in Judah. Okay, when all the army commanders and the men learned that the king of Babylon had appointed Gedaliah as governor, they went to see him at Mishpah, right? Okay, they went to see him at Mishpah. This included, okay, okay, and when all the captains of armies, so these are captains of armies, right? Okay, they and their men heard that the king of Babylon had made Gedaliah governor. They came to Gedaliah to Mishpah, even Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, and Johanan, son of Korea, and Zariah, son of, who is that? Tanhumeth, but that's Tecumesh. That's Tecumesh. And I'll prove it to you in a second. Alright, we're talking about our Shawnee warrior, right? Remember the Indian territories? Our Shawnee warrior in Ohio, what we call Ohio today. Huh? We talking about Tecumesh. Bang, bang, bang. Alright? We doing this all for a reason. That's what you got to remember. This correlates right back to the scriptures, but this correlates from the scripture, correlating to your land and to your people. Alright? The comet, Tecumesh, is right here in your scriptures, and I'll prove it to you. This is in 2 Kings 25. We talking about after Judah is carried away. Okay? This is the last of the descendants that remained in the land. Tecumesh. Right? Hawah puts us in perfect places and perfect timings. Alright? So, let me show the naysayers what I'm talking about. Okay? Who think that this isn't your book. Alright? Who thinks that we just reading this for nothing, right? This is old preacher shit, right? Let me show you, man. Tecumesh. Tenskawatawa. Alright? This is the seed of Sariah, man. This is Sariah, the son of Tecumesh. And I'm going to show you in 1 second. Alright? Now, as you can see in the spelling, Tanhumeth. But when you get down to the spelling, what does that say? Tecumesh. Okay, now they were saying Tecumseh, right? Because they were trying to confuse you. That's why I initially came out saying Tecumesh. Alright? Tecumesh to coincide this with our prophets. Okay? So that's why I was trying to, you know, put that on there, Tecumesh, to show you. Look, when they break it down, Tecumesh. Alright? What is that? Who is that? Okay? Feminine. Tecumesh, a Israelite. Okay? A Israelite. A Israelite. A Israelite. Tecumesh. A Israelite. 875. Okay? Tecum. Tecuma. 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 The third form is feminine. Okay? Tecuma from H5162. Okay? Comfort. Consolation. H5162. H5162. Okay, Nacham, Nakam. Okay, now when you break that down, right? Nakam, calm, right? When you think about what? Now that reminds me of the drop over at 432. You got El Quam. He hit you over the head with the Ho-Ho-Kam, right? Ho-Ho-Kam. Who is the Ho-Ho-Kam? The Ho-Ho-Kam is the indigenous peoples of the Marukans, the Anasazi, right? So Tecumesh leads you to H5162, which is Nakam. Alright? Could be associated with Ho-Ho-Kam, right? Because the Ho-Ho-Kam, Nakam, a primitive root, properly, okay, breath, to breathe strongly. And that's when you get into what? Hebrew, a secure breath, right? Breathe strongly by implication, right? To be sorry, that is favorable sense, console, avenge, right? To avenge, to repent, okay? To repent. So it's showing you the vibration of this word, man. We all in the same vibration, but not just that, though. We not done, right? We talking about Tecumesh, the Natafatite, right? What is that, right? What is Natafatite, right? Okay, an inhabitant of Netopha, okay? An inhabitant of Netopha. Where is Netopha? Netopha is in the towns and the cities of Bethlehem. What? is in Bethlehem? What? This is Tecumesh, Bethlehem. Bethlehem is here, man. In the Ame'ricans. This is the son, Sariah, the son of Tecumesh. All right, but let me finish breaking this down, and then you're gonna see what I'm talking about. So you'll see what I'm talking about. All right. So these included Ishmael, son of Nathaniah. All right. Johanan, son of Kara, and Sirah, son of Tecumesh, the Netophathite, right? And Jezaniah, the son of Maccathite or Maccabee, as all their men. Okay? As all their men. So Gedaliah vowed to them that Babylonian officials meant them no harm. Okay, this is the governor now of Judah, right? So you got Esau up there, and you got Judah up there, and you got Israel up there. Now they like, man, what's going on? Like you working with them? You working with Assyria, right? So Gedaliah vowed to them that Babylon officials meant them no harm. Don't be afraid of them. Live in the land and serve the king of Babylon. That's what he told them. And all will go well for you, as promised. Okay, he promised. He promised them all will go well for you. Just live, just live. Okay? But in the mid-autumn, go to 25. So after a little time after that, but in the mid-autumn of that year, Ishmael, son of Nathaniah and grandson of Elishama, who was of the royal family, went to Mishpah with 10 men and killed Gedaliah. Okay, he also killed all the Judeans and Babylonians who were with Gedaliah at Mishpah. Okay, then all the people of Judah, from least to the greatest, as well as the army commanders, fled in panic to Egypt, for they were afraid that, once they went and killed some Babylonians, they were afraid of what the Babylonians would do to them, okay, with the people in the land. So they fled. Then all the people of Judah, from the least to the greatest, as well as the army commanders, fled in panic to Egypt, for they were afraid of what the Babylonians would do to them. Okay, so when we go down to 27, okay, so Judah fled to Egypt after that, right? They fled to Egypt after that. Okay, so in the 37th year, all right, this is hope for Israel's royal line. Okay, still after our exile out of Judah, okay, in Israel. Okay, hope for Israel's royal line. We in 2 Kings 25. Okay, in the 35th second year of the exile of King Jehoiachin of Judah, evil Merodach ascended to Babylon, to the Babylonian throne. Okay, he was kind to Jehoiachin. Okay, all right, and released him from prison on April 2nd that year, because remember, Jehoiachin went to prison, right? So Mattathiah went to prison, right? He released him, all right. He was kind to Jehoiachin and gave him a higher place than all the other exiled kings in Babylon. Okay, he supplied Jehoiachin with new clothes to replace his prison guard, and allowed him to dine in the king's presence for the rest of his life. So he became a eunuch. All right, so the Babylonian king gave him a regular food allowance as long as he lived. Okay, so he became a eunuch in the Babylonian a king of Judah. Okay, so but that ain't it though. All right, so that's not it. That's just where you see we fall, and then we run in Egypt. So that's what you can see us now, whether you call Egypt your cities, your Babylonian cities, or you call Egypt wherever. The point is, you were scattered. All right, and the thing what we're talking about is we want to get back into this Tecumesh. Oh wow, what I just did, that wasn't cool. Whatever I just did, I gotta redo. Be up and close tab. I think I did. Okay. So what we gotta do is get in Sariah. All right. So what we talked about Sariah. Okay. Now where it says in in 23, right? In 25 and 23, where it says, these included Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, and Johanna, son of Kara, and Sariah, son of Tecumesh, right? So now let's go down what we talking about. Sariah. Let's go down. Okay, in the Bible, okay, the sections need, okay, Sariah or Sariah, soldier, prince of, is the Lord, hawah, right? Sariah, Tiberian Hebrew, Sariah, the name of several people mentioned in the Bible. One of David's scribes or secretary, Sariah. 2 Samuel 8:17, high priest, contemporary of Zedekiah. He was later carried captive by Nebuchadnezzar to Babylon and there put to death. Okay, we talking about, that's Zariah. That's what happened to Zariah, contemporary of Zedekiah. Okay, so we lining it up. Okay, that's what happened. It says that, okay, he was put to death. So preceded by Azariah, okay, the fourth high priest of Israel, okay, Babylonian captivity, titled next, held by Joshua. Ooh, that's funny, but title next. All right, and we're in Kings. Okay, so we're talking about the next king of Judah being Joshua. Okay, that's a hint right there for y'all too, that for y'all sleepwalkers. Okay, so Sariah, right, son of Tecumesh. All right, so we've been saying it right the whole time. Halil hawah. Okay, Jeremiah 40:8, one of the officials who survived the defeat and exile of Judea, a Netophathite. So we already know in 2 Kings 25:23, that's where we at. We right there with it. So it backs it up in Jeremiah 40:8. One of the officials who survived the defeat and the exile of Judea. Okay, was that true? Yes, that was true, till they went out and killed him. Okay, so the father of Joab, another son of Kizal, chronicles King David's sister, because Zariah mentioned the book. Okay, you see they even mentioned this in the Chronicles of Joshua. Grandfather of Jehu. Okay, another father of Joshabiah, son of Exile. Okay, grandfather of Jehu, and we know who Jehu was, right? Jehu was the prophet and king. Okay, so one of those who returned from exile with Ezra. Okay, so now that's what's coming up. It's the book of Ezra next. So we're going to get into that, where the prophets return from exile and start to building the temple. All right, so that's the crazy part, man, is that through all this time that we thought it was over, right? We thought since, oh yeah, that's because we're not reading, man. That's because we're not reading. That's because we're not reading. All we need is this. All we need is our Torah. So we can see now, after all these prophecies and our dynasties fall in Israel and in Judah, because of us, because we were warring with each other, killing each other, tearing down temples, doing all the shit we doing now to each other, right? So therefore, and as you can see, even after all that, even after we get exiled, Israel exiled, Judah is exiled, hawah is still using other nations to keep us at bay, or not at bay, to keep us up, you know what I'm saying? And to make sure that we still have a kingdom. Okay, now he's going to use Cyrus. Okay, he's going to use Cyrus to make sure that our temple is built over in Ezra. So we're going to check that out a little later, for the rebuilding of the temple after the exiles has come back in, man. So it's, man, I'm trying to tell you, it's a beautiful thing. But this is a great prophecy right here, because we're talking about Tecumesh, and we linking Tecumesh into the scriptures, which is a beautiful thing. And I told y'all that from day one. Okay, this is you. This is you, my people, my Shabbatai. This is you we talking about in them scriptures. So those the ignorance, those who you got your earplugs because you scared, because you know, it's taking you back to your church days where you was forced to sit in the church by your grandmama or something. I get it, man. I was actually kicked out. My grandmama kicked me out the church. Okay, she actually told me that we don't want you to even come back in here. Okay, and I was at the age of 9 years old. Okay, I was at the age of 9 years old. So I get it, man. But you understand that hawah and hawah.joshua has been waiting on us to prophesy for the longest, and believe hawah is hawah.joshua. Okay, hawah is hawah.joshua. Okay, so hawah.joshua has been waiting on us to prophesy for the longest. Okay, that's that dragonology flow. I don't know, y'all got to get up on that. So let's dig some more into this Tecumesh, right? So this is the grandfather of Jehu, huh? Okay, so we see him with some relation to Jehu, ruler of the temple, Nehemiah 11. Okay, officer of the king. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So that's about Zariah. Okay, son of Neriah. Zedekiah made a journey to Babylon to do homage to Nebuchadnezzar. Zariah had charge of the royal gifts to be presented on that occasion. Jeremiah took advantage of the occasion and sent with Zariah a sword of shear to the exiles in Babylon. Okay, and the announcement of the doom in store for that guilty city. The roll containing this message in Jeremiah 50 and 1 and 8, Zariah was to read to the exiles, okay, and then after fixing a stone to it, was to throw it into the Euphrates, uttering as it sank the prayer recorded in Jeremiah 51 and 59 through 64. Babylon was at this time in the height of its glory, the greatest and most powerful monarchy in the world. Scarcely 70 years elapsed when the words of the prophet were all fulfilled. Jeremiah 51 and 59 is rendered in the revised version. Now Zariah was chief chamberlain instead of was a quiet prince, as in the authorized version. Okay, says Zariah rendered in the version. Now Zariah was chief chamberlain instead of a quiet prince. Okay, and no, either way that's good. But what I want to talk about, since we're not familiar with Zariah, right? And Zariah just being the son of Tecumesh. Okay, so let's go over here. Alright, so in some scriptures this is how it's spelled, Tanhumeth, alright, which is who used to call Tecumseh, but is Tecumesh, our Shani leader, man. Okay, it's beautiful. Okay, Tanhumeth. Okay, Tanhumeth, as we go down the Smith Bible. Okay, the father of Zariah in the time of Gedaliah, 2 Kings and 23. Okay, consolation, a Netophathite. All right, one of the captains who supported Gedaliah. Okay, so it didn't really say that he was against him. It just said that he was going just to meet with him, and it didn't say that Tecumesh family went back and killed him. It said that Edom had went back and killed him by itself. Okay, but Tecumesh, which what he was known for do, was set up a meeting and he met with him. Okay, so Tecumesh, all right, Tanhumeth, which is Tecumeth, right? Tecumeth, one of those who were left in Judah by Nebuchadnezzar under the governor of Gedaliah. So you can see that happen. Now you correlate through that time, right? Through that same time. Okay? Now if we're talking about 1619, you know, that's figuring around the same time that we're talking about, man. Okay? You figuring around, give or take, around the same time. Man, let me tell you something, man. Okay, 2 Kings, Jeremiah 40 and 40. Listen, 8567, Hebrew strong, Tecumesh, father of Sariah, right? Definition, Tecumesh, okay? As you can see all over the scriptures in 2 Kings 25, Tecumesh, multi-version coordinates, alright, Tecumesh, okay, the son of Tecumesh, the Netophathite, and one of the heroic band of men who saved themselves from the fury of Nebuchadnezzar when he stormed Jerusalem. Okay, and what was Tecumesh doing? He was dealing with Assyria, man. He was dealing with Assyria. Okay, the governor, they came to Gedaliah, to Mishpah, even Ishmael, son of Nataliah, son of Johanna, son of Kariah, and Sariah, the son of Tecumesh, all right, who was an Israelite. Okay, oh yeah. Okay, so and Sariah, the son of Tecumesh, and the sons of Ephah, the Netophathite, okay, the Netophathite, okay, this is guaranteed Tecumesh, okay, guaranteed. Okay, Netophathite. Okay, dropping a town in Judah, in the neighborhood, probably Bethlehem, Nehemiah 7:26. A town in Judah, probably of Bethlehem. Huh? What we talking about? Israel. What we talking about? Judah. What we talking about? Choctaw. What we talking about? Shawnee. What we talking about? Lenape. What we talking about? Arawak. What is we talking about? We talking about 1 Kings, 2 Kings. Those are your brothers and sisters. Those are your descendants, man. Those are your descendants. And you fail to recognize your descendants because you think this shit is a game. You think this shit is a game, huh? Okay. Netophath, a town the name of which occurred only in the catalog of those who returned with Zerubbabel from the captivity. Okay, but though not directly mentioned till so late period, Naphtali was really much an older place. Two of David's guards, okay, where Naphtali is also the village of Naphtali, were also a residence of the Levites. Okay, residents of the Levites. From another notice, we learned that the particular Levites who inhabited these villages, they were singers. Okay, to judge from the town was a neighborhood or closely connected with Bethlehem. With Bethlehem. The birthplace of two of David's heroes. Also of Sariah, the son of Tecumesh, okay, the Netophathite, that is Bethlehem, one of the captains who came to offer allegiance to Gedaliah, okay, the king of Judah, to offer him allegiance because they were left in the land after what? Okay, after the captivity, after the invasion. The villages of Naphtali are mentioned, okay, as the dwellings of certain Levites, okay, King James Version, of certain stones of singers, the mention of a place itself in Nehemiah and Ezra's, okay. The returning from Babylon under Zerubbabel, the place is mentioned between Bethlehem and Anathoth, and in literal association with others in the mountains of Judah. the mountains of Judah. Alright. Told by the ancient site, Bethlehem, the ancient site, but not apparently great importance. Okay. Alright. So now, when you talk about, where the rest of my stuff at? So when you talk about Tecumesh, right? Tecumesh was born 1768, yeah. 1768, alright. His mother, Methotaski, was also Shani. Tecumesh came of age during the height of his French and Indian War, and in 1774 his father was killed at battle. Okay, his father was killed. You know they got it. You know, his father was killed at Battle of a Point Pleasant during Lord Dunmore's War. This had lasting effect on Tecumesh and vowed to become a warrior like his father. As a teenager, he joined the American Indian Confederation under the leadership of Mohawk Chief Joseph Bryant. Okay. The Carrots tried to share ownership with the territory, the pool, the Ezra. This is your Tecumesh, man. That's in the beautiful scriptures, man. This is your Tecumesh. Congress declared war on Great Britain and the dead territory. American Indian tribes found themselves pulled separate. Yeah, so you know you dodge all the hijacks, my brothers. But yeah, this is your Tecumesh, okay, of your Shani War, going right back to 2 Kings 25 and 23. Is that 25 and 23? Yeah. Right here. Tecumesh. Sariah, the son of Tecumesh. Tanhumeth is Tecumesh, who you call Tecumseh. Alright, family. I think we're seeing a little bit clearer now. All praise hawah. And at the end of the day, man, you all the blame for your atrocities, So, I mean, we all the blame for our own wreck, man. So thankfully, hawah set up kingdoms for us, man. And always set up kingdoms for us, regardless of what we done. So we just gotta find the kingdom, you know, and that's what it's all about, man. It's about finding the kingdom, and understanding and waiting, enduring. You ain't just waiting, man. You enduring. You're not just taking shit, man. You learning, that you're correcting yourself. You're preparing yourself for the coming, man. You're preparing yourself for the coming, man. So you ain't just sitting waiting around and taking ass whoopings, man. Boss up. You gotta boss up. That's what you're doing. You're bossing up in the name of hawah. You're becoming the children of who you are, the strong leader. You understand? You're becoming that L. You understand? Like it's about bossing up so you can be who you need to be in the eyes of hawah. You know, it ain't sitting around telling no jokes. It ain't sitting around telling stories. It's about bossing up in the eye of hawah. Alright, becoming tribal again. Alright, this is your essence that you fail to realize. This your essence. This your culture. This your heritage. And you tossing it for what? For idol worship. You don't even realize that. You know what I'm saying? What's your correctiveness, nigga? What's correcting you? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit around jaw-jacking Israel. It's time to stand up and wreck, man. And it's time, you know, it's all about finding yourself and who you are. But if you denying what hawah is putting in front of you, and you denying the book of Moses, you know what I'm saying? If you denying the book of Shay, any nigga that deny, any brother, anybody that deny this Torah, man, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? That mean we ain't vibing the same. You know what I'm saying? We ain't vibing on the same vibration. You understand? And I mean, I talk to people all the time, and I get people, brothers and sisters, that deny, real Hebrews that deny, Israelites, Jacob that deny the Torah. You know? So I mean, man, I hope, you know, it ain't about getting it where you fit in, it's about setting the atonement, man. I ain't trying to be like nobody. I'm trying to be like hawah. And y'all should be trying to do the same. So it ain't about what's cool, what's not. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about that. We know we fucked up. Alright? So show penance to the Creator. Baal Hashem, Abba, Hawah, Yahawashi, Hamashiach. Get your correct game up. Baal Hashem, Abba, Hawah, Yahawashi, Hamashiach. And I can talk to you like that. Because this is Israel, this is Judah. Stand firm and rest, Israel. Stand up, Yashavat. Stand up, Gion. Stand up, Ma'atunima. Stand up, 10 Skywatawa. Or 9 Skywatawa. You feel me? Stand up, Tecumesh. Stand up, Tecumesh. Stand up, Jacob. Get your dragon on. Levitate up. Let's levitate, man. You in the frequency, man. Let's stay 9 above. Shabbatah, Shalom to all my brothers and sisters. Y'all know that. Y'all get over to the 432. The drop is going up. We stay way up in the fours with it. You already know that. So y'all stay 9 above. And y'all know I always got my dragon draws on. Boss up in the name of hawah. Arrest Israel. All that jaw jacking. Go read you a book or something, man. I love y'all. I love y'all, but we gotta stay focused, man. This real shit. We don't know shit. We don't know nothing. We don't know a goddamn thing, because if we did, we wouldn't be where we at. So boss up. Arrest Israel. Ahab, family.